Welcome back to the channel, everyone. Burt's here, playing some F1 Manager 2023. I accidentally messed up somehow, and when I recorded this episode, apparently my audio from my mic did not record at the same time, so I'm going to just try to narrate this one for you. I'm checking out to see how many races we have to the end of the season. We're getting close to the end here, so we definitely need to start researching parts for next season. And due to the technical changes that are happening, we definitely want to research some side pods and potentially either the underfloor or the rear wing. But we definitely want to get the side pods going for sure, because those are going to have a negative buff for next season based upon those changes that were voted on previous episodes. But we're definitely just going to keep trucking along here to research everything. Definitely want to do the race performance tab. I'm just going to leave that alone there. Put the 5 engineers on it and get that confirmed. And we're going to research a new part here. And I'm deciding between the rear wing or the underfloor. And at first, I decided to go the underfloor route. And here I am splitting the ATR points that we've got, because the new period had just begun. So I'm splitting those in half to do kind of one part and the other. But I'm choosing the underfloor, changing a few things around to kind of see what net gains that's going to get us. And I'm not entirely happy with the gains that we're getting, because we're not getting a lot of dirty air tolerance, and we're not gaining too much on the top speed there. So I'm going to cancel that. I'm going to go to the rear wing here, and this is the one we're going to decide upon. The rear wing's definitely going to be the one that we're going to research for next season. We're going to go the high speed performance route. We're gonna kind of customize it a little bit, increase the airflow sensitivity, increase the DRS delta and the drag reduction, and that's gonna give us some really good net gains as far as our top speed and the dirty air tolerance go, which is where we are lacking currently. So we're gonna confirm that project there and keep it cruising. And I do believe the driver contracts are expiring, but what I like to do personally is wait until the very end of the season. It's totally up to you if you want to sign a new driver, right this moment, or even earlier on in the season to get them in the reserve seat. But what I like to do is wait until the very end, wait until that last race is over, and kind of jump into that very next day, because that is going to prompt us to stop before we continue on moving into the next season. And then that's where I like to go ahead and switch into, make any staff changes or extend the contracts as we need to. Just checking out the race engineers. So we're definitely going to have to extend the contracts for some of our staff as well. And here I was kind of playing with the idea about maybe getting Theo in to that reserve seat quicker than I thought. Kind of comparing his development rate and the aggression between him and Ollie, but I think I'm definitely want to stick with Theo. And I'm not exactly sure if I'm going to move him straight into the reserve seat or maybe just move him straight into a car seat and pick up a different reserve driver as well. Maybe pick up Ollie as a reserve and move Theo right into one of those seats. We'll check in our inbox now. Just kind of looks like that wind tunnel investigation that we had approved a few weeks ago is good to go. The results for the Formula 3 driving championships. Definitely possible. Feel free if keep an eye on those guys. If maybe you want to scout those drivers, the F3 drivers, and move them into a seat if needed. I'm checking on the K-Mag's engines here. It's very possible we're going to have to purchase a new engine for K-Mag before the end of the season yet again, unfortunately. We could definitely try to limp the units we have to the end of the season, but that might put Williams in closer contention to taking that 6th spot away from us in the Constructor Championship. So we're definitely going to need to keep an eye on those units. I think Hulk should be okay with the units he has left. But we definitely need to keep an eye on K-Mag throughout the rest of the season here. And it's just letting us know a few items are in low stock. Let's go ahead and check and see what we have manufacturing, because we probably want to manufacture a few new parts, because we're definitely not going to have quite enough to get to the end of the season, I don't believe. But here, I believe we're going to decide to manufacture some suspension components and get those going while the side pods are finishing up, and then we will start manufacturing something else as well to help us get through the end of the season. I decided to do a normal approach instead of the rush there to save a little bit of money, and we don't really need them right at the moment. We definitely want to start upgrading our car development facilities. I think when the suspension simulator is done upgrading, we need to look at upgrading the CFD simulator, the wind tunnel, and the factory to at least level 2. And then that way everything will kind of be at least upgraded once, potentially twice depending on what we did. But we definitely want to upgrade, those facilities so we can start having bigger benefits when we design and research parts. And it looks like there's a new regulation change happening, new financial regulation proposal. They're proposing to increase the prize money for the higher performing teams. But since I think we're not going to be fighting, in that P4 and above in the Constructor Championship, I think we're still going to be landing in that 5th, 6th spot, even if we continue on through this in the 2024 season. So I think I'm going to vote against these regulations, because if we end up 6th or 5th in the following season, we're going to, not get as much prize money, and that's not going to be good. So we're going to vote against that and see what happens. And we're going to jump into the race weekend now, get some performance targets chosen. When I originally recorded this, I was going to time-lapse. I was going to record through the practice sessions so you can kind of see exactly what I do during those as well, just in case anyone needs a refresher. And I was going to time-lapse that, but since the audio didn't record somehow, I'm just going to time-lapse the whole thing and kind of narrate over the top of it here. So we're just kind of resetting all of our performance targets. We missed out on that quality position streak last time because I think one of our drivers did not qualify 14th or above, so we did lose out on that one that we set. Because we like to set those, for P14 or higher. We can definitely get to P15, but I like to choose the 14 just to get us a little bit more money. And we have been more consistent with getting both drivers at least P14 or above. But let's see how these practice sessions pan out for us. Looks like there's going to be some rain coming during the third practice and all of qualifying, but clear skies otherwise. So let's hope we can get both of the boys lined up as best we can. And let's hope qualifying goes well, that's for sure. Because it's going to be wet. So we're going to have 2 clean sessions to get the car set up as best as possible. And then we got some rain to deal with in that last practice session and all throughout qualifying. So I kind of go back and forth between starting on a softer or a hard tire. Here I'm choosing to use the soft because it looks like we have quite a few to play around with. Here I'm taking a little bit more time to try to dial in the settings a little closer from the beginning. Just to, kind of give us a little bit more accurate setup from the very beginning. But let's go ahead and jump into the practice and see where we get the boys landed. Taking off the covers, speed this up, get Hulk out there. I started to put K-Mag out on track first because it seems he gives us feedback a little bit quicker, so we pull him back into the pits, and he doesn't quite get as much track time as Hulk does, because Hulk takes a little bit longer to give us feedback, so he's out on track for a little bit longer. So I've started to put K-Mag out on track first, letting him get at least a half a lap ahead, potentially a full lap depending on the circuit, and then I'll send Hulk out there. And usually that keeps him pretty balanced. So K-Mag wasn't happy with that initial setup, so let's fine-tune a few things here. And this is going to be a tricky one, because as you can see, I got to move quite a few things to get that cornering back to the optimal level. and move everything else around a little bit to kind of, give that a shot. I'm going to use the same set of tires here, bring the lap count down, and let K-Mag burn through that whole first set of softs. And Hulk takes a little while to give us some feedback here, so I just let Hulk stay out entirely on that first set of soft tires. You can see he's got full feedback now, but it didn't prompt us to let us know how it was. So once we pull him into the pits, we'll be able to see exactly how he likes that setup. I'm going to let him, finish out that stint on that soft tire. We'll put him on a brand new set when we switch his setup over. And see how we landed here with Hulk. Not too good, 39%, but not terrible. So, moving a few things around, trying to keep, looks like the cornering we're really close on, so I'm trying to move everything else around and keep that cornering in a good slot. I'll go ahead and throw a new set of softs on, increase the lap count a little bit, and we'll just leave him out there on that soft until he's figured it out. K-Mag's close to giving us that second round of feedback. So Kevin, yeah, you can see there that K-Mag has already given us 2 rounds of feedback before Hulk's given us 1, and we were able to change the setup on Hulk's car. And K-Mag was pretty close to that stint on the tires, so I just let him ride that out because he's going to come right back in very shortly. We'll go ahead and tweak K-Mag's setup yet again. We're getting much closer here a little bit. We've got 2 things in a really good position, so let's move a few other things around, but keep what we want in a good spot so that way we're not moving too far away from those positions we're already in. You can see this is a tricky one, definitely giving me a little fight here. I think we ended up landing right about there, and that should get us pretty close, at least for this next round of feedback. So we'll just give that a shot and see what happens. Throw a new fresh set of softs, let's increase the lap count, and just let Kevin run out. And he's not going to use all of the tire or all of the fuel that we just put him on, because obviously the session is going to be ending very shortly, but that's alright. We'll just put K-Mag out. And I'm going to increase him up to aggressive at least so he can just, chew through some of those tires so we're not wasting them completely. Because I do believe we're not going to be able to use those tires again once this practice session is over. So Hulk gave us his second round of feedback right before the session ended there. And K-Mag gave us another 3 out of the 5 feedback. So we're pretty close with K-Mag, I think. We're going to go ahead and switch tires here so we can use maybe just 1 set of tires for this whole practice session. And I'm trying to decide how I want to split the stints up. So we're getting a little bit closer with Hulk there. We're at 73%, and everything else is pretty close. So I'm just trying to tweak a few things here to get everything kind of lined up where I want it. But this was definitely a tricky one because I had to, go back and forth between a few things to move, little by little to see where I wanted to end up. So we're going to start with the mediums this time. And since K-Mag was still giving us some feedback, we're just going to let him stay on that setup so we can get the full feedback from him. And we'll let it ride. K-Mag's going to give us that full feedback from the carryover from the first practice session here soon. We're going to go ahead and bring him in.
So far it feels alright. Yep, copy that.
Switch it up a little bit for K-Mag there. Try to get him a little bit more dialed in, put him back out on that medium, and I'm pretty sure I let him stay out on that medium for the whole remainder of this practice session. So it's very, very tedious here when you're getting closer and closer to try to, move some things around but not mess up any other things. Well, that's the fun of it, Singapore is a great track, super nice street circuit, very cool. surroundings, at least where the track is laid out right there on the bay. Very cool to race around that for sure. Very tight track though, so not too many spots to overtake, but definitely some overtaking opportunities. So here we are, almost spot on with Hulk. We're going to play around, I think, with just the front wing angle and the tire camber to move a few things around and get everything else kind of lined up exactly back where we wanted it, so we're not messing anything up too much. So I didn't like how I started that direction, so then I'll switch it up here and try a different little tactic out. It's getting quite tedious because it's tricky when you're getting this close to getting them to 100%. I mean, if you go one direction that you think is the right direction, you might be working backwards, unfortunately. So I'm just trying to take a look at the setup and just make sure that I'm going to, be as close as I can without going backwards here. Let's see where we end up with Hulk. And K-Mag's almost given us another round of feedback. K-Mag gives us feedback rather quickly. Very good to see.
How does the car feel, Kev?
And it says he likes it. Absolutely perfect. So we're going to let K-Mag just continue on cruising on those mediums. We're just going to burn that whole setup. Let him use this time to get more familiar with the track. You can see the difference there. Hulk's been on track for much longer because it takes much longer for him to give us feedback, and he's a full 10% plus more acclimated to the track than K-Mag is. So I'm just going to let K-Mag cruise out on those tires, just let him burn all the way through.
How was the dig?
Yep, and we know the tires are dropping quickly, so we're just going to drop them back down so that way we can get through the stint on these tires. And that will be a second practice session pretty much done. So here I'm going to double check K-Mag, and he is spot on, 100%. So I'm going to switch him over to a soft, I believe. Put him out back on track for those last 8 minutes or so. And just kind of use this time to let K-Mag get more familiar with the track. And it says Hulk likes that setup as well. So we'll leave him out because he's pretty much done with his stint. I'm going to leave Hulk in the whole time. And you can see here we are really close with Hulk. I'm going to tweak a few more things here and try to get Hulk to 100%. Definitely going to be tricky, but let's see what we can do. I'm just going to throw K-Mag on attack there just to kind of chew those tires up. I mean, we're not going to be able to use those tires again, so might as well just burn them up as quick as we can. So I'll go ahead and jump into this third practice session. I'm going to switch over to a different engine unit here with K-Mag. I wish I should have paid a little bit more attention before we started the practices, because I think this unit that I did have on had about 54% life left. So I should have put one of those lower life units on first for these sessions and kept that high life unit until the qualifying session, but I wasn't quite paying attention, so I did notice it there and switched it out. And since K-Mag is at 100%, I just put him on a hard tire, as much fuel as that tire will take us, and we're just going to keep cruising. But this session does look like we're going to get some rain coming through, so we're going to run this hard tire as long as we can. When the rain starts coming in, we're definitely going to need to switch over to either an inter or a full wet. But it looks like the rain's not going to be quite full wet condition, so we are going to have to switch over to some intermediates. And we're trying to get Hulk dialed into that 100% feedback as well, or I'm sorry, 100% car setup. But it is proving to be tricky with Hulk. So here I'm going to go ahead and switch over to the inters with K-Mag, put him back out, and he's going to stay out the whole time. I'm going to go ahead and call Hulk in and put him on the intermediates as well. He wasn't quite done giving us feedback, but that's okay. I'm just going to go ahead and switch him on the tire because it's getting wet out there. And yeah, just momentarily, Hulk should give us some feedback.
Does everything feel okay?
So there he says is great. So let's see if we went the wrong direction there. And it looks like we did. We did go slightly the wrong direction with Hulk. So I'm going to change a few things around one more time and see if with this last set of changes we can get Hulk dialed into 100%. I'm just trying to move as little as I can. But I believe what I did, those adjustments that I made just then, I'm pretty sure they just reset Hulk back to that 97% setup. You can see there in the bottom right of Hulk, or I'm sorry, in like the top right corner of Hulk's stat or little information block, it says 97%. So I think those final adjustments I made, I didn't realize it when I was making them. I just reverted them right back to that 97% that he was at prior. But that's okay. We're just going to leave Hulk at that 97% because I think with the one thing we need to change, it's going to be too tricky to just change that one thing without affecting everything else negatively. So we're just going to leave Hulk at that 97%. Let the both guys stay out on track. And you can see now we've got them both to 100% track readiness. And they're comfortable with the car parts, so that's good to see. Doing pretty well. We're closing in on the last third of the season, so we're just gonna do some research from here on out. So that way, when we start next season, in this game at least, we will hopefully be in much better shape than we are now. We're definitely gonna keep trucking through this season and jump into the next season in this game, which would be the 2024 season of this game. We're gonna keep cruising through that, maybe catch up with the real life 2024 season. And until that brand new F1 Manager 2024 game drops, we're gonna keep playing this one. And as soon as that 2024 game drops, we're gonna go ahead and switch it over, start a brand new series with the brand new game, with the brand new mode, create a brand new team from scratch, and see how we do in the new game. And definitely, once we start playing the new game, we'll catch ourselves up to the real life 2024 season, and then from there, we'll just I'll switch over from doing videos of like the whole weekend. Once we get caught up to the actual 2024 season, I'm going to try to record in conjunction with the actual weekend. So I'll try to put out, each practice video individually. We'll put out, I'll probably just do one video with the qualifying and the race, at least for me. I'll do one video because I don't really like to do the manage qualifying. I don't know, I would just rather simulate it personally and jump straight into the race and then, get some action going. But I'm going to definitely change up the way I record a little bit once we catch up to the real life 2024 season. Looks like we didn't do that well during the quali sessions. We got K-Mag dropped at P15, but there are people taking grid penalties, so that is going to bump us up our starting position. But with K-Mag qualifying P15, that did, or I should say, that did not give us those extra sponsorship payouts from that both drivers 14th and above that we set up. But we'll go ahead and swap that engine unit to the best one we have for K-Mag, and we'll just jump straight into it. Looks like Joe's potentially someone that took some penalties and starts at the back. I know this race the Alpines started behind us, which was good. 5 red lights, quickly out, and off we go. Go ahead and switch that battle assist on, and I'm actually going to increase their overtake aggression for the first little bit to see if we can push them up, make them aggressive, get them moving up the field quickly. We're starting on the soft tire. I'm going to double check the tires strategy for everyone else here momentarily, but I believe everyone else is on a good mix of soft and mediums to start the race on. Well, looks like Hulk is fighting tooth and nail with Sargent here. Trying to keep him behind us. Definitely need to keep him behind us if we want to score points this race. I'll go ahead and drop the batteries back down. Bring the tire life back down. And let him cruise out for a little bit.
Slow down now. Good.
I'll go ahead and speed this up and get us to this first pit stop we've got coming up. It looks like Hulk and Sargent are gonna just keep fighting each other there. We definitely need to try to close the gap to Norris and Albon, who are fighting. If we can get those two to fight each other and push themselves back into us, that'd be excellent. Looks like K-Mag got past Yuki there. Looks like he takes him on the outside this time. K-Mag showing some racecraft. K-Mag's doing pretty well, considering his engine's not nearly as strong as Hulk's. But we're getting close to drop the fuel back down and start conserving some of that back. So we'll go ahead and do that. Let this play out a bit further. We got about 10 more laps or so before we're going to have to pit. And let's hang out there. Looks like K-Mag got past Sargent there, so that's good to see. K-Mag's making moves. Looks like Norris is on the medium in front of us here with Hulk. Let's see if we can get Hulk snuck up into Norris's DRS range. That would be great, so we can kind of hang with that group in front of him, in front of Hulk there. And at this point, the Alpines are definitely starting to charge through the field. They are on a mission. Just flew past K-Mag, flew past Hulk. Very unfortunate to see. So we've just entered our pit window. Sainz just pit. He's now right behind Hulk. He's going to come flying past us momentarily. Obviously, that Ferrari is much quicker than our car. That's okay, because I think when we're gonna start closing the gap here soon. That's gonna be pretty sweet. But for now, we just need to, just keep our heads down and stick with what we got and use it to our biggest advantage. It looks like Albon came into pit there, so I'm trying to do an overcut here, and I'm gonna bring them both into pit right now. I'm gonna double stack the group again. I think we are far enough away. We're about 5.5 seconds away, or at least our drivers are about 5.5 seconds away from each other, so it should be okay timing for the double stack. Should line up pretty well. Hulk comes in. Excellent work. Perfect timing. It's like K-Mag had a pit stop issue, but I just missed it, so I wasn't able to see. So that was very unfortunate. K-Mag had a pit stop issue. That's going to push him back into Sargent. But we are on that second stint now on the medium tire. So we're going to let this cruise out and let's see if we can get Hulk pushing back up, because there are going to be some people in front of us on a softer tire, or maybe potentially that were on a medium at the start of the race that are going to need to pit. So there's a few places there we just grabbed with Hulk, and he got past Joe, which was great to see. And it looks like K-Mag and Valtteri are going at it again. So Yuki just pit. So he's now behind K-Mag. K-Mag's following that Bottas Sargent group. Hulk's doing pretty well. Stuck in that P13 slot at the moment. And it looks like a few people are on soft tires. Ocon is on a hard tire, it looks like. So he's going to maybe try to take that to the end of the race. Very interesting to see. We'll see how that plays out for Esteban. But I think we're going to be in good shape being on that soft tire towards the end of the race there. So it looks like K-Mag's slowly making his way back through the field. Kind of catch up to Sargent here soon. Looks like there is a small crash on track. Let's see what happens here. I think Gasly just let the car get out from underneath of him.
Oh my.
And just kind of dropped it in the wall there. That's not going to push Gasly far enough back into us, unfortunately. But K-Mag is making moves. K-Mag is making some good moves, gaining some places back. Hulk's doing really well, just, you know, sticking in the groove, staying where he's at. And it looks like Albon came into pit there. So we're going to keep Hulk out, obviously. I think Albon went to a soft there previously. And then now I think he's on a, I forget which tire he's on now. But he went double soft. Albon went soft. Oh, it looks like we have a crash here. So it looks like Albon gets past K-Mag, unfortunately. He's obviously on a brand new set of softs. Or actually, it looks like he went to the hard tire. So he went soft, hard. And we're on a medium now with K-Mag, but we did have an accident. And K-Mag is out. What happened here? So K-Mag trying to get back around Albon. Oh, looks like K-Mag turned into him a little bit. And unfortunately pinned both of them into the wall. And it looks like K-Mag is out of the race. But we did drag Albon out with us. I guess that was a little 1-for-1 there. So it looks like the grid's gonna come into pit. A lot of people are coming to pit. Full safety car now. So we're gonna switch tire definitely with Hulk. I was trying to check to see what tires people were going on. So I'm double checking here, and it looks like some people are switching over to the hard. But I think I'm gonna go medium. I think the medium, there's less than... Let's see, there's less than 30 laps left remaining. I think there's 25 laps remaining, and that tire can get us 39, which is going to be pretty close, pretty solid. I think I'm going to switch over to the medium. The soft isn't going to quite get us there. If this event happened a bit later, we probably could have went onto the soft and lasted to the end of the race. But I think we're going to switch over to the medium here. Be on a softer tire as that fuel load starts to burn down. And yeah, we've got, I guess our goal was to keep the Williams behind, and we took one of them out with us, and the other one is behind us. So currently with Hulk, both of the Williams are behind us. Looks like Gasly is going to stay out on track because he just came in for his set of hard, so he's definitely going to stay out and keep that track position. He's actually going to grab one place away from us right there. And yeah, it looks like K-Mag snagged the penalty for that, causing a collision with Albon. Very unfortunate with K-Mag there. He's just not been having a good time, has he, this middle part of the season. Not sure if that's due to the overtake aggression that I did leave K-Mag on. It's very possible. Or if it was just, hard to tell. K-Mag is just an aggressive guy. What can I say? So go ahead and speed this back up. We're going to conserve the fuel and tire the best we can while we're stuck behind the safety car, obviously.
There is a Stroll crashed on the main straight.
There's a Stroll troll crashing. What did Stroll do? We weren't able to catch it. We just missed it. Looks like Stroll had an incident somehow behind the safety car. Very, very random. Kind of very Grosjean-esque from many years ago, if anyone remembers that. Grosjean just crashed himself out behind a safety car trying to get the tires warm.
Safety car's in his lap.
So we'll go ahead and bump Hulk back up. Get him ready for the safety car restart. And once the safety car gets in a little bit further, I'm going to bump him up to attack mode because we definitely want him to attack as quickly as we can and maybe see if we can snatch some places away. It looks like a lot of people went to the hard tire during that pit stop, and we were one of, 3 or 4 drivers that went to the medium. So let's drop the tires back down because we need the medium to last us the whole rest of the race. And we're really close to that points paying position. We just need to clear Norris, so if we can stay with the group in front of us and clear Norris, then we are in good shape with Hulk. So let's let this play out a bit. Norris is on the hard, so everyone in front of us besides Esteban, I believe, maybe Sainz is on the medium. Pretty much everyone in front of us is on the hard tire with the exception of a few drivers. We got 15 laps, we're getting close. Let's speed Hulk up a little bit, but that does put us at risk of running out of tire at the end of the race. But that's okay. We definitely need to burn this fuel up and get the car as light as we can, because we have quite a bit of extra fuel. So Hulk cleared Gasly there. I'm trying to get Hulk into Norris's DRS range, but as soon as we got there, we jumped right back out of it because Norris is also on a charge. So we're trying to keep Hulk in Norris's DRS range. Let's see if we can clear Norris here with Hulk. We're starting to drop a little bit back, but Norris and Stroll are starting to fight it out. So maybe that scuffle will push the two of them back into us, and that would be great. Looks like another crash. Another crash on track. Let's check it out, see what happens. Oh, perfect. Norris and Stroll. Wow, look at that. Crashing each other out as soon as we were talking about that. Hopefully that scuffle would push them back, and it sure did. They crashed out, and they're both behind us now. So now we're in P9 with Hulk. We're in great shape. This could be Hulk's redemption. Get that P9. Get those points back that we should have had, what, 5 races ago now, I think? Maybe a bit further. So let's keep Hulk in an aggressive mode right now, because we want to keep the 2 cars behind. It looks like Stroll's going to grab a penalty from that incident with Norris. So that's definitely going to push Stroll behind us, even if he gets in front of us. I don't think he's going to be able to pull 5 seconds on us at the end of the race here. But we are running out of tire, but that's okay. We want to keep the guys behind us. Let's, just put them on attack mode. Looks like Sergio is going to end, or I'm sorry. Yeah, it looks like the Leclerc, Sergio, Verstappen group is going to end the lap here soon. So we'll be finishing right behind them as well. But let's jump on board with Hulk and see if we can keep Stroll behind. Can we finally get some points back with Hulk? It's been a while. I think Hulk has at least 1 point. If he doesn't have 1 point, I don't think he has any then. So let's see if we can get Hulk his first set of points or his second set of points. It's been a while for Hulk. We haven't had some points with Hulk in a very while. He's actually been improving more so than K-Mag in this second half of the season. So that's good to see. And it looks like we are going to keep Stroll behind us here. Nice work, Hulk. Redemption time for Hulk. Getting those points back. Finally getting some points. We're going to come away with 2 points here. Nice to see. Excellent work, Hulk. Great job, team. Very unfortunate for K-Man. He's just beefing it. This back half of the season here. I'm not sure exactly what's going on. Hulk's gonna be super stoked. Well deserved, brother. Getting some points back. Nice to see. Nice to see. Great work, team. Great work all the way around. That's going to do it for this one, everyone. Sorry I messed the audio up when I recorded, and this one had to be a time-lapse, but, we got to do what we got to do. Definitely keep the Williams behind. We 1 for 1 a Williams there. Sacrificed one of ours for one of theirs. So Hulk did score a single point prior. So that's going to be excellent work for Hulk. We're moving up. We're almost to double points there. Double-digit points for us. That'll do it. Thanks for watching, everyone. Hope you enjoyed it, and I'll catch you in the next one.